Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. Today we are just going to continue with our exercise 2.2. But before we go to exercise 2.2, you have to write down some of the points which will be useful for you to do exercise 2.2. Okay children? So just get ready with your classwork. Write down the date and the day. Write down your classwork. Write down today's date and day. Give the heading as points to remember. Have you taken down the heading, children? Okay. Now just put your pens down. Before we write down the points, let me explain to you a new topic in this lesson, children. So put your pens down and listen to me. This is very, very important topic that you have to know. Okay, children? So now we have already studied about rational numbers. Yes, children? So in the previous classes, we have taken down some of the points. Yes? When we started our lesson number 2. That is, we studied about natural numbers. What is natural number? The number that starts from 1. Natural number, it starts from 1 and it goes on. Yes? And we have also seen about the whole numbers. Now what is the whole number? The number starts from 0. Yes? 0 and it goes on. And we have also seen the set of integers. Now what is integers? It consists of the positive integers. It takes the negative value and it also takes the number 0. So you have here negative numbers. I may take some examples here like -4, -3, -2, -1. Then you may have a 0. You have a 0 for an integer. Then we have 1, 2, 3 and so on. So here that is the positive side you have a infinity and again you have a infinity on the negative side. So again here we have many more numbers. Just a continuation. We have just taken a few number. Are you clear children? So what is the thing we have seen in the last class? We have seen about a natural number. Or what is a natural number? It's a counting number which starts from 1. What is a whole number? It starts from the number 0. And what is integers? Integers take the number 0. It takes the positive value and also it takes the negative value. And also we have seen about rational numbers. What is a rational number children? Rational numbers are the numbers which are expressed in the form P upon Q. What is the form? It's P upon Q. Now what is P upon Q? P upon Q means you can write the number in terms of a fraction. Fraction means it has a numerator and a denominator. So if you write the number in the form of fraction, you call this number as rational number. And how you denote rational number? You have to write a Q and you have to just put a small line over there. Put Q and small line. This is called as rational number. Symbol for rational number. Okay children? So for natural number you use N. For whole number you use W. And for integers we use Z. Okay children? And for rational you have to use Q. Getting my point? And we have also seen one more number, that is irrational number. It was R minus Q. This is irrational. Irrational. What is the meaning of irrational? Irrational means the numbers that are not rational are called irrationals. If you are not able to list the number under rational, it becomes a irrational number. Okay children? So now today we are just going to have a detailed study of rational numbers. Now this rational numbers can be expressed. Okay, you can just refer page 48 of your maths textbook children. I just think that you have your maths textbook with you. Take down your maths textbook. Come to page 48. Take page 48 of your maths textbook children. Okay. Just see the first line itself. You have a point over there. A rational number can be expressed by. So how are you able to express a rational number? We can express. Now what is the meaning of express? Express means how can we write the rational numbers? Rational numbers can be expressed in two ways. Okay, we have two ways of expressing it or two ways of presenting or two ways of writing. The first thing is you have a terminating. Now what do you mean by terminating, children? Terminating means stop. You can finish over there. Terminating. So one way is to express in the form of terminating decimal expansion. How can you express the rational number, children? The first form is terminating decimal expansion. So I'll be giving you an example so that you people will be clear with the topic. Okay, children? So first of all, you just understand the different expressions. The first one is terminating decimal expansion, and the second one is non-terminating and recurring. Non-terminating and recurring decimal expansion. Okay, so this is just for the explanation part, children. I have told you to just put your pens down. You have to just listen to me. Okay, children, understand the topic. Then I'll just give you the points to write down. So what are we dealing with? We are dealing with a rational number. You know the symbol for rational number? What is the symbol for rational number? It's Q. Okay. How you write rational number? It is of the form P upon Q. That is, you are going to write down rational number in the form of a fraction. Remember, the denominator part should not be equal to 0. That means you should not have 0 in the denominator part. Okay. How can we express rational number? How can we write rational number? We have two ways. What are the two ways? First one is terminating decimal expansion. Terminating. You would have heard of the word terminator. Yes, children? Terminating. So terminating means the number stops. Okay, you have a fixed value, that the value is never changes. That's what you can say. Suppose I give you an expansion. Okay, I just talk about a decimal expansion here. So I have considered a decimal number. So here we have used a decimal point. What is the number used here? It's 3.46. Okay, children. Now I'll just give you one more example. If you have 3.4646464646, it goes on. So I have written here two ways of decimal expansion. Just see, children. I have written two ways of decimal expansion. One is 3.46. Now what happens here? The number stops here. The number terminates here. That is, you have 3.46. That is, I cannot add any other number here. Can we add here any other number? No, no need of adding. I have just stopped the value here. That is 3.46. The number gets terminated. The number gets stopped over there. Okay. Now just see the second example. 3.46464646. So what happens? It goes on. It goes on. So what do you call it as? Recurring. What is the meaning of recurring? Recurring means repeating. Just see here, children. Can you see here? Some numbers are repeated. What are the numbers repeated here? 464646. So the numbers are repeated. So recurring means what? Repeated. It goes on repeating itself. That means some of the set of numbers, like your 4, 6 may be repeated, a 2-digit number will be repeated, or a 1-digit number will be repeated, or a 3-digit number will be repeated. So you will have a repetition of numbers. Non-terminating means what? Is it stopping? Here we had a number which was done. Okay, I just can say it's 3.46. But just see the next number, it goes on. So the first type of number is called as terminating. So here the number stops. In simple language, in simple words, a number stops over here. The expansion stops over here. But here it goes on, go on. Yes, children, this type of expansions are called as non-terminating. Non-terminating means it is not going to stop. Okay. Recurring means, what is the meaning of recurring? Recurring means it will go on repeating. It can be any set of number. It can be a single digit number. It can be a 2-digit number. Like here you have two numbers repeating, like 464646. Sometimes you have 3 numbers repeating again and again. Getting my point, children? So what are the two ways of expressing a rational number? The first one is terminating decimal expansion. Okay. And what is the second way of expressing? It's non-terminating and recurring. What is the meaning of recurring? Recurring means repeating. What is the meaning of non-terminating? Non-terminating means it never stops. What is the meaning of terminating? It will stop. Okay, children, are you getting the point? Okay. Now let's go for the points to remember. Write down the points. So we are just going to take the same point that is given in our textbook, children. I'm just going to take the same point which is given in page 48. Let's write on the point. A rational number can be expressed by first one, you put here terminating, or second one, it's non-terminating and recurring. And on the first point, just continue here, it's decimal expansion. Add here one more. Decimal expansion. So what are the two ways of writing a rational number? How are you going to write a rational number? It can be by terminating. Terminating means the number stops. Non-terminating, the number doesn't stops. Recurring, it will be going on repeating. Here on the first point. A rational number can be expressed by terminating decimal expansion or non-terminating and recurring decimal expansion. Have you taken on the first point, children? Okay. Let's go for the second point. That on the second point over here. Again, you have the point in the same page, children. You have to just come to the next heading. That is period of decimal. I just explained to you what is the meaning of this period of decimal. Just write on the definitions first. Write on. In the decimal expansion of rational numbers. In the decimal expansion of rational numbers, the numbers of repeating decimals, the number of repeating decimals is called the numbers of repeating decimals is called. You have a statement in your book itself, children. You can just refer your textbook. The numbers of repeating decimals is called the length of the period of decimals. Is called the length of the period of decimals. Just underline this, length of the period of decimal. Underline that statement, children. That is the definition. So this is the definition for length of the period of decimal. So what you call as the length. What is the length? In the decimal expansion, that is, we have seen the two different ways of decimal expansion. Yes, children? What is the first one? It is terminating, and the second one is non-terminating. I have given you two examples. Yes. So in the decimal expansion of a rational number, okay, we are just talking about a rational number. The numbers of repeating decimals, some numbers were repeated, okay. The numbers of repeating decimals is called the length of the period of decimals. I'll just give you some examples so that you'll be clear with it. Right on here, example, if you have 3.464646, I'll just take the same example so that you will be clear with it. So if you have the number 3.464646, okay children. So how can you write down this? This will be written as 3.46 bar. You see here, children, which number is repeated? 46 4646. Okay. So how to write down this number as 3.46 bar. Now what is the meaning of bar? Bar means, now this number is repeated. Do not put the bar on the top of decimal or on the top of 3. Bar means which number is repeated, for that number you have to put a bar. Here the number 464646 is repeated again and again. So how to write down this? 46 bar. Are you listening to me, children? So how to read it? 3.46 bar. This is read as bar. B-A-R. Bar. Okay. I'll just give you some more examples. If you have. Okay. So here we have written as 3.46 bar. Yes. So what is the length of the period of decimals over here? How many numbers are repeated here? See. The numbers of repeating decimals. How many numbers are repeated here? 1 and 2. 2 numbers are repeated. So you have to write down. Therefore, length of the period of decimals. Length of the period of decimals is 2. Because your 2 numbers are repeating. The number 4 and 6 is going on repeated. So you have to write down the length as 2. Write down the first example, children. 3.464646. So that can be written as 3.46 bar. So 46 bar means how many numbers are repeated there? 2 numbers are repeated. So you have to write down the length as 2. Okay. Let us go for the second example. I'll just rub down this part, children. Write down one more example. Example 2. So 1 is already taken there, so I'll just put here number 2, okay? So if you have like 14.58769, 58769, 58769, it goes on. Write down the number, children. Write down the numbers properly. It's 14 point. Write down the number properly. 14.58769, 58769, 58769, dot means the number goes on. Goes on. What is the meaning of goes on? It's non-terminating. Yes, children? Non-terminating means it's not going to stop. The numbers are not stopping over. Yes, it's been not stopped. And one more thing, the numbers are repeated. You see, a set of numbers are repeated here. That means it is a recurring. So here we are talking about the second way of expressing. That is non-terminating and recurring. Okay, take on the example. 14.58769, 58769, 58769. Okay. How can we write down this now, children? This can be written as 14 point. Now which numbers are repeated? Just see here carefully. 58769, 58769, 58769. So these numbers are repeated again and again. So you can write down here 58769 is repeated. So which number is repeated? These numbers are repeated. 58769. So you have to put a bar over here. Put a bar. Yes. So 58769. So it's 14.58769 bar. What is the meaning of this number? This line? Bar means this set of numbers are repeated again and again. So we are writing 58769 bar. Okay, children. So what is the length here? Write on the length. Therefore, length of the period of decimals. Length of the period of decimals is. Okay, what is the length of the period of decimals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 numbers are repeated again and again. So the length is 5. Write on the final answer here. Write on the statement here. Therefore, length of period of decimals is 5. Do not forget to put the bar, children. The bar is a very important symbol over here. You have to use it properly. Okay, I'll just give you one more example. Let us take one more example. We have a number 3.666666. It goes on. You can just use 3 dots, children. No need of writing many dots. 3 dots means the numbers are continued. When you have to show that the numbers are continued, you can just mention 3 dots. Do not go for as many dots you wish. Just 3 is enough. Okay, children? So write down here 3.666666 and goes on. Okay? Have you taken on the question? Third question, children? Let's start with the work here. Now, let us try to write down this using a bar. So, how can be this written as? This can be written as 3.6 bar. Okay, children? You can put here 3.6 bar. This is one of the way to write because here the number 6 is repeated. Yes? 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. So, which number is repeated here? 6 is repeated. So, you can write down 3.6 bar, or you can write as 3.6 dot. You can use a dot. If you have one number, okay children, see, if you have two number means I cannot put your dot over here, okay. If you have only one number, like here the number 6 is repeated, so what you can do is, instead of drawing a line or a bar, you can just put a dot, one and the same. It's your choice. We can have a way, like you can have two ways of writing a single digit number, okay children. You cannot write the dot here, one dot here, one dot. That is totally wrong. For a 2-digit number, 3-digit number, 4-digit number, you have to just use a bar. Okay. You have to put bar only for the number greater than 1. If it is a 1-digit number, if you have a 1 number repeated, you can write down as a bar, or you can put a dot above that number. So 3.6 dot. 3.6 bar. Okay, children? Okay. Now let's write down the length of the period of decimals over here. Write down. Therefore, length of the period of decimals is, how many numbers are repeated here, children? Only one number is repeated. So you have to put here 1. Therefore, length of the period of decimals is 1. Length of the period of decimals in 1. I hope you people are clear. We have just taken some 3 examples so that you would be clear with the thing. Okay. So now this is 3.4646. So here how many numbers were repeated? 2 numbers were repeated. So you have read as 3.46 bar. And how many numbers were repeated? 2. So the length of the period will be 2. Now coming to the second question or second example, it was 14.58769. 58769, 58769 and so on. Yes. So these numbers were repeated. This 5 set of numbers were repeated again and again. So you have to take that number together and you have put a bar over there. That's 14.58769 bar. So what is the length of the period? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. 3.66666 it goes on. So the number 6 is repeated again and again. So you can write as 3.6 bar, or you can write as 3.6 dot. This is allowed only for a single digit number. We cannot put this for more than one number. So I can use 3.6 bar, or I can use 3.6 dot. And what is the length of the period over here? It's 1, because only one number is repeated again and again. Just stay on the work. Okay. I'll just give you some more examples and then we will continue, children. We have to continue in the points. Write down one. Write down your question here. Mention the type of decimal expansion. With the heading. Mention. You can just put a number 1 here. Okay, children? That is after completing the points. So we have taken 2 points. After adding 2 points, we wrote the 3 examples under the second point. Now you would give the number as 1. You put number 1. Give the question. Mention the type of decimal expansion. Mention the type of decimal expansion. Have you taken on the question, children? Okay, I'll give you some numbers and we are going to find out what are the decimal expansion, what way it is, whether it is the first way of expression or it is the second way of expression. We have already taken 2 expressions, children. What was the first expression? What was the first way of writing the rational number? Yes, it was terminating. And what is the second way? Non-terminating and recurring. So you are going to find out only 2 types. First one is terminating and the second one is non-terminating and recurring. So we are going to check out whether it is a terminating or it is a non-terminating and recurring. Shall we go for the sum, children? Okay. So take down the sum. This is not in your book, children. This is just an extra question. So you have to know this thing. So take down the question. Mention the type. You can just continue, children. No problem. You continue with the question. Mention the type of decimal expansion. Okay. Now let's go for the sum. First one, it's 4.589. 4.589. So what is this 4.589? Do you have any dots over here? No. Any other numbers? Nothing. The number stops here. Yes, children? The decimal number stops here. So this is called, it stops. So what is this called as? Yes. It's called as terminating decimal expansion. Just put here terminating, enough, because it's a type of decimal expansion. So they are asked only to mention. So you put here terminating because the number stops here. 4.589. Do not read as 589. Okay, children, that is wrong way of reading the decimal number. It's 4.589. You have to read a number using single digit like 5, 8, 9. Do not read it as together. Not read together. Have you taken on the first one? It's 4.589. That is a terminating expansion. Okay. I'll give you one more example. Take on second sum. 3.5 dot. 3.5. What is the meaning of 3.5 dot? Dot. I have told you the meaning of dot. We use dot for a single digit number. Yes. This means which number is going on repeating over here? Which number will be repeated here? Yes. The number 5 will be repeated. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yes, children. So what type of expansion it is? Good. It is non-terminating. It's not going to stop. Yes. Because the number 5 will be going on. We have put it on 5, 5. So this is non-terminating and recurring. What is the meaning of recurring, children? Recurring means the number goes on repeated. Now here which number is going on repeated? Which number is going to repeat here? The number 5 is going to be repeated. So you have to say the expansion as non-terminating and recurring. Okay, children? Say on the next one. 198.4576 bar. 198.4576 bar. What about this number, children? Yeah, you have a bar. Yes, children, you have a bar here. So if you have a bar, this is called as non-terminating. That means which number is going to repeat again and again here? 4, 5, 7, 6 will be repeated. Yes. This is non-terminating and recurring. Let's take one more point here. One more example. 3.63978. 3.63978. So what is the number taken over there? It's 3.63978. Okay. Have you taken on the question, children? Yeah. So what type of expansion this is? This is a terminating expansion. Yes, good. Why? The number stops over here and we don't have any bar over here. Yes, children? So no bar, no dots. We don't have dot also here. Dot, dot, dot means what? It's continued. So we can say, okay, it will be a recurring. Okay, but here nothing is there. Yes, no bar and no other details are given. So you can say this is a terminating expansion. So put here terminating. Okay, children. Are you clear with the different types of expansions? Okay. So terminating and non-terminating and recurring. We can use a dot or you can use a bar. That is your wish. For one number you use dot. Okay, children. And if you have more than one number, you can use a bar. Getting my point, children? But do not use like this. Okay, do not write 198.4576. You cannot put this. This is wrong. Okay. You have to write a bar. You have to draw a bar, not the dots. Okay, now let's start with our exercise. Take down your exercise questions, children. Come to page 51. Take down page 51. Another question. Express the following rational numbers into decimal and state the kind of decimal expansion. Take down the question. First question. Exercise 2.2. Okay, children, before you go to exercise 2.2, just come to your homework page. Just keep this exercise aside. Do not do anything. This exercise we are going to do in the classwork part. Yes, children? Just keep this as it is. Take down your homework page, children. Listen to my statement carefully. You're going to take your homework page. I have told you to divide the book into two. Have you divided? Yes, you people have divided. Yes, I have just seen many of the books. Some of the writings are very good. Some of the presentations are very good. Just keep it up. And some people have presented it in a very bad manner, children. So you have to write neatly. Okay. So now have you taken down your homework page, children? Just write on today's date. Write on today's date. Give the heading as homework. Give the question. Mention the type of decimal expansion. This is the extra question that I give you for homework, children. You will have a question from your exercise also, but this is the extra question which is not there in your textbook. So take down this question in your homework book. There is homework page. You have divided the book into two. Question, take down the question. Mention the type of decimal expansion. Take down the question. Thousand 386.39. 4.897 bar. 3.63 bar. $30.45932 dot. Have just given you four examples, four sums. You have to write on the different, or you have to just write the types. Okay, just write on the types. That's all. You have to write on the question, and you just can write the answers here directly. You can just put an arrow and you can write down the answers. No problem. The first sum is 13. That is 1386.39. Okay, it's 39. Then the next one is 4.897 bar. Third question, 3.63 bar. Fourth one, 30.45932. 45932 dot dot dot. Write down the question fast. Write down neatly, children. Do not miss any numbers. Copy the question carefully. Just put the decimals wherever it's given. You have to put the bar wherever it's given. So use the symbols and use the decimals. You write the numbers, everything properly. Okay. Have you taken on the question, children? Now let's continue with our classwork. I have told you to write down exercise 2.2. Yes? So just take down the classwork now. Let us continue with exercise 2.2. That is the first question. What is that? Express the following rational numbers. Express the following rational numbers. Express the following rational numbers into decimal. Okay, so you have to write down the rational number in the form of decimal number. Okay, that is the first thing you have to do. Into decimal and state the kind of decimal expansion and state the kind of decimal expansion. So you have to write the type. The second thing is we have written the type of decimal expansion, that is whether it's terminating or it is non-terminating and recurring. So we have to write on that also. Now you have to add one more question over here, children. Add on the question. Also find the length of the period of decimal. If possible. Put a bracket here, children. This is if possible. The question in the textbook stops over here. You have a question just till here expansion. I have just added one extra question over there. Also find the length of the period of decimal if possible. If possible means if your answer is terminating. Okay. If the answer is terminating, you cannot write the length of the period of decimal because here numbers are not repeated. The number stops here. So you don't have a length of period. Okay. So you can just say no need of mentioning about the length. Okay. You can just say there is 0. No need to write anything or just will. No need to worry if you have a terminating answer. Okay, children. If you have a non-terminating and recurring answer, you are going to write down the length of the decimal. Are you getting my point, children? The question is if possible. What do you mean by if possible? If possible means if the answer is terminating, you should not write about the length of the period of the decimal. If it is non-terminating and recurring, you have to write about the length of the period of decimal. Okay, children? So I hope you are clear with the question. Okay, clear on the question. Express the following rational number. Express the following rational numbers into decimal and state the kind of decimal expansion. So you have to add an extra question over there. Also, find the length of the period of decimal if possible. Have you taken on the question, children? Okay. Let's go for the first sum. Take on the first sum. if possible, try to do the sum in the new page, because the decimal will just go very long. Okay, children. So if you have only half page, just go for a new page. You have to do the sum on a new page. Listen to me carefully, because the decimal expansions goes very lengthier. It's very long decimal expansion. So you have to use a new page. If you have just written very few lines, you can continue. If you have already used half of the page, no need to continue the sum there. You can take a new page and do the sum. Right on the first sum. What is the first sum here? 2 upon 7. Let's go for the first sum. I'll just write down here. It's 2 upon 7. So now this is a rational number. Rational number means what? P upon Q. P upon Q means what? Numerator upon denominator. Yes, children? So you have a number 2 upon 7, which is a rational number. So now what are you going to do? You are going to write down this in decimal. Decimal means you have to get a decimal answer. You are going to write down the rational number in the form of decimal. Okay, after writing the rational number in form of decimal, you have to say the kind of decimal. Kind means you have to mention the type, whether it is terminating or non-terminating and recurring. And if possible, if possible, I am just insisting that it's if possible. If possible means you will be not able to find the length for all the answer. You will be not able to find the length for all the answer. The length will be found if the numbers are non-terminating and recurring. If it is terminating, you should not do this work. Okay, let's start with the answer. It's 2 upon 7 and you are going to write down this in the form of decimal. Let's start with the work, children. Have you taken down a new page? If you have very few lines left, if you have very few like space left, you can continue in a new page. Otherwise, you can just continue wherever you have stopped. Have you taken on the question? Okay. Let's write down the number. So you have to put a division line. The denominator comes out. Remember, always the denominator goes out. So 7 and 2. Do not write this, do not just think that, okay, small and big numbers, so the bigger number should go in. No. You have a numerator. What is the numerator? The number which is written on the top part. Okay, the top of a fraction is a numerator and the number which is written down is called denominator. Denominator, DD. Denominator, down, down. Where is the denominator? Denominator is in the down part. So the 7 is the denominator and 2 is the numerator. Remember, whenever you draw a division line, the denominator will be written outside. So 7 and 2. The numerator goes in. You have to write down the division using a pen only. Okay, so don't just go with the pencil work. Okay, you're just going to solve using our pen. And some of the people are using a ball pen. You are not allowed to write using a ball pen, children. You have to just use a ink pen. Do not forget, you have to use only a blue ink pen, and wherever you have pictures or wherever you have figures or diagrams, we have to use a pencil. That's all. Shall we start the work? Okay. Now it's 7 and it's 2. So let's start with the table of 7. We don't have 2 in the table of 7. Okay, children? Don't have 2 in the table of 7. So you have to put here 0 because the number 2 is not divisible by 7. Okay. So what do you do here? Just put here 0. So 7 into 0 gives you 0. Put here 2 minus 0. And be careful, children, you have to write down the number one below the other. You should not shift the position. If you shift the position, everything looks ugly and you may get a confusion and your sum may go wrong. So be careful, children. So first of all, you have to write the numbers properly. So 7 out and 2 inside. That is 2 divided by 7. So denominator part will come out. So We wrote 7 and we took here 2. The number 2 is less than 7, yes? So this number is not divisible by 7. I'll put here 0, so I get 2 left. Again I have the same number, so what I do is I put a decimal because the number 2 is not divisible by 7. You don't have 2 in the table of 7. In simple term, if I just want you to explain simple, you just say, okay, 2. Does 2 goes in the table of 7? No, we don't have 2 in the table of 7. Okay. So what I do, I'm just going to put here decimal. Okay. And when you put a decimal point, you can add a 0 to a number. Okay, children? So first what I did, the number was 2. The number 2 doesn't goes in the table of 7. So I put here 0. So 7 into 0 gives you 0. When I subtract 2 from 0, I get 2. Now again I have the same number 2. So I just cannot go on writing 0, 0, 0. Yes? So what I do is I just put a decimal point. Put a decimal point. So what you have here? 20. Okay. Now let's check for the number 20. Now the number 20 is not in the table of 7. You don't have 20 in the table of 7. Or you can say 20 is not divisible by 7. So what you are going to do? You are going to take the closest number. What is the closest multiple of 7? Just see here. I'm just writing the table of 7 over here. This is just for the first sum. And from the second sum onwards, we will be doing directly the answers. So 1 into 7 gives you 7, 2 into 7 gives you 14, and 3 into 7 gives you 21. So which is the closest multiple here? We have to just see the number which is less than 20. We should not go for the number which is greater than 20. Okay, children? So what is closest to 20? It's 14. So 7 2s are 14. So put here 14. Yes. What do you get when you subtract 14 from 20? So no need of writing the table. You people are grown-ups and you know the table of 7, yes? So what do you get? If I subtract 14 from 20, it's 6. Okay, so just write down 6 properly, children. You have to write down 6 over here, below this. This is direct calculation. 20 minus 14 gives you 6. Now, since we have written the decimal point, I can just go on adding zeros. No need to write the decimals once again. No, don't put the decimal. Okay. Only one time the decimal point will be written. So this is 0. 7 8s are 56. 7 8s are 56. So what is left here? 4. 60 minus 56. What is left? 4. Okay, children, just continue. Come on, go on, continue with the calculation. So what do you get here? 4 is left. Yes. Again, what can we do? We can just add a 0 over here. 7 5s are 35. Okay. What is 40 minus 35? What do you get when you subtract 35 from 40? 5. Yes, 5 is left. I'll just add a 0 over here. 7 7s are 49. 7 7s are 49. What is left here? 1. I can add a 0 over here. So 7 1s are 7. What is left here? 3. Here 0. 7 4s are 28. Just go for the calculation. Now you people can see, yes. I hope you are able to see the board. So what you had here? 2. And again I can put a 0 here. So 7 2s are 14. 6. See, the numbers have started repeating. You get 2, you have the number 2 and you have your 6. That means the number will go on repeating. So just stop here. No need to do anything. Just put your dot dot. 3 dots. Put here 3 dots. Are you clear with the sum, children? I'll just explain to you once again the sums. Just see here. We started with a rational number. What is the rational number given here? 2 upon 7. What is the meaning of rational number? It is written in the form of a fraction. Fraction means what? You have a numerator and a denominator. Like a numerator and a denominator. Okay, the denominator part comes out. The numerator part goes in. So 7 and 2. Okay, so 2 is not divisible by 7 because the number 2 is less than 7. So you have to put your 0. So 7 into 0, 0. Again you get the number 2. But I cannot go on writing 0, 0, 0. So what I do here, I use a decimal point. I put here decimal point and I just add 0. Once I put decimal point, I'll put here 0. Okay. So 7 2s are 14. 20 minus 14 gives you 6. I'll write 0 once again. No need to write the decimal point again and again, children. Only one time. It's enough. 7 8s are 56. 60 minus 56 gives you 4. We are just adding one 0 there. 7 5s are 35. 40 minus 35 gives you 5. Again we add a 0. 7 7s are 49. 50 minus 49, 1. We add a 0. 7 ones are 7. So 10 minus 7 is 3. Again I add a 0. 7 fours are 28. 30 minus 28 gives you 2. These are the simple calculations, children. So no need of borrowing. Don't be like a small children. Just go with the borrowing part here. No need of doing the borrowing part. You have the numbers are small numbers, so you can just go with the calculations directly. Okay. Okay. So now here 30 minus 28 gives you 2. And again if you put here 0, 7 2s are 14. So now what happens here, see children? We started with 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, 4. Again now what number is coming over here? 2. So when you go on solving, what happens is these numbers will be repeated. The numbers will be going on. So what you just do, you just put a tick. Dot dot dot. See here children, the number is 6. That means you will put here 0. So 7 8s are 56. So what will come here? 8. So the numbers will be repeated. 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, 4, 2, 8 and so on. Then again it will be repeated. Just write down here dot dot dot. So let's write on the answer here. You can just write on the answer here. Therefore 2 upon 7 is equal to 0.285714 bar. Be careful children. See here. I am just writing down this number. These numbers are repeated. So I am not writing that number. I am just using a bar there. So 2 upon 7 is equal to 0.285714 bar. Because the number starts repeating from 2. Again, we started with 2, yes. After the decimal point, what was the first number? 2. Now again the number 2 is coming. That means it is going to repeat. We had the next number 8. So it will be repeated. So you just say 0.285714 will be repeated again. You can just use a bar there. Okay, completed children. Have you written the answer? Okay, I have told you this is the first thing. So now what we have done? We have written the rational number in the form of decimal. First work is done. Now what is the next thing you have to do? You have to write the type of expansion. You have to say the kind of decimal expansion. You say it is non-terminating and recurring. It is non-terminating and recurring. This is the second answer. State the kind of decimal expansion. So what is it? Non-terminating and recurring. It is not going to stop. It is going to continue. Find the length. They are asking the length. I have told you if possible. When I told you if you have non-terminating and recurring, you can write the length of the decimal. So write down. Therefore, length of period of decimal is equal to, what is the length of the period? See here children.